Hello, boys and girls. We're going to get started on our morning work for Thursday. And I'm going to go ahead and get the camera started. If you would please get your morning workbook and go to page 51, and I will meet you there. All right. So on page 51, under language, we're working on abbreviations. Abbreviations is a really long word. That means that we're going to shorten a word. Kind of funny. All right, so we always put a period after the abbreviation. Otherwise, we're going to think it's a word. So we always have to have a dot at the end, a period at the end. So we did Sunday is sun, period. Monday, and notice it's capital because it still remains a proper noun. Monday is mun, period. Tuesday is twos, period. Wednesday is wed, period. Make sure you make these corrections if you have anything wrong. Thursday is thurs, period. Friday is fry, period. And Saturday is sat, period. Notice that they're all uppercase letters because these are still proper nouns. Sometimes we have more letters than others. Okay. I think in Canada, I think they make Thursday TR to make it even shorter. Interesting, huh? All right, so it says solve the problem. Break it apart to help you solve it. The first one has been started for you. 4 times 20 was broken into 4 times 2 times 10. And they broke it into an 8 times 10, which we could skip count by 10. So now we can take 5 times 40, and we can turn that into 5 times 4 times 10. Okay, which is equal to, I can do 20 times 10. Is that correct? So sorry, guys. Got interrupted again today. It's been a busy day with lots of questions from people. All right, back to this. 5 times 4 times 10. We can do the 5 times 4 is 20 and times 10. We could do that. Or we could do 5 times 20 plus 5 times 20, which is 100 plus 100, which equals 200. 20 times 10 equals 200. Okay. 6 times 30. All right. So if I break it into 6 times 3 times 10, because 3 times 10 is 30. 6 times 3 is 18 times 10. I would just be able to make it 180. Because 1 times 18 is 18. 0 times anything is 0. 7 times 70. 7 times 7 times 10. These are hard ones, aren't they, guys? 7 times 7 is 49. 49 times 10. We just add the 0. 490. Wow. Those were hard ones, guys. How'd you do? Did you hang in there? Those were difficult ones. I am proud of us for getting through that. All right. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and pause. Okay. And then we're going to move over here to our story. It says, read the text, then answer the items. So question 12 says, select a question that you could ask yourself to make sure you understand the main idea of the text. Why do plants need water? How does a cactus survive for long periods without water? What are plant roots? What other plants grow in a desert environment? Number 13 says, write a question that you have about cacti that wasn't answered in the text. All right, so let's go ahead and read the text one more time. All plants need water to live, and most need it often. But cacti can survive for long periods of time without water. There are thousands of different kinds of cacti. They usually grow in a dry desert environment. Even though it doesn't rain there often, cacti collect as much water as possible when it does rain. The roots spread out to do this. In fact, a cactus can store the water for months until it's needed. So select a question that you could ask yourself to make sure you understand the main idea of the text. So is the main idea of the text, why do plants need water? Is it, how does a cactus survive for long periods without water? Is it, what are plant roots? Is it, what other plants grow in a desert environment? Which one would help you understand the main idea? I believe the main idea that would be, the question that would be most helpful is B. How does a cactus survive for long periods without water? Because it explains to us everything else about it. It doesn't really talk much about plant roots. It doesn't really talk about other plants. All right, so number 13, write a question that you have about cacti that wasn't answered in the text. All right, so I might ask, how can a cactus survive really cold temperatures? Or I could ask, how big does a cactus grow each year when it doesn't have a lot of water? The word in. Alrighty. So you can pause this page if you need it. We're going to go ahead and get started on tomorrow's page, the page we're going to correct tomorrow. So what you're going to do today says write the month name for the abbreviation. So you may need a little help with this. We're going to be writing out the full name from the abbreviation. So we have January, February, March, April, August, September, October, November, December. They left out May, June, and July because May, June, and July do not have any abbreviations. May, June, and July are just May, June, July. We have no abbreviations for those, okay? So no abbreviations. And I'm going to abbreviate the word abbreviations. All right, so these are all proper nouns, so they need to start with a capital letter. So for example, January. You may need a little help to get those spelled correctly. All right, on the math, it says skip count by the biggest number in the problem. Write the skip counting on the line below the problem. All right, so we're going to skip count by 50. 50 plus 50 more is 100. Plus 50 more is 150. Plus 50 more is 200. So I skip counted by 50 4 times. 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50 is 200. All right, so that's what they want you to do, is to skip count by those numbers. Might take you a little bit of time. Take your time to do those. All right, on the bottom, it says read the text, then answer the items. We're going to also answer the questions all All right, it says, in the text, underline any words or sentences that you have more questions about. Then write one of your own questions on this line. Would you ever eat a food without knowing what it was? Tell why or why not. All right. Nina likes hearing stories about all of the places her grandpa has been. He sits in his rocking chair and tells her and her cousins about his exciting adventures. Once, his shoe got thrown over the side of a ship in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Another time, while traveling in Mongolia, he ate something without even knowing what it was. His many adventures have taken him around the world. Nina and her cousins love Grandpa's stories, but not everyone does. Grandma thinks he should keep some of his more colorful stories to himself. So in the text, underline any words or sentences that you have more questions about. Anything in here that you would ask more questions about. And what would one of those questions be? 14 says, would you ever eat a food without knowing what it was? Why or why not? All right, so that's what we're going to do today, and we will need it to be done today so that we can correct it tomorrow. I'm coming back. There we are. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and work on our next video. We're going to be heading over to vocabulary. So we're going to be getting our wow word and writing in our picture dictionary for today. All right, so I will see you guys in vocabulary.